in a sentence of Dutch.
So, it always reminded me of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which I love, which the tagline is an epic of epic epicness.
So DVDs that are out, what should we be looking for?
The Awakening, which I like very much, with Rebecca Hall, which is a kind of old-fashioned ghost story set in the wake of the Great War, kind of owes a debt to The Orphanage and the others. But the reason it's caught my attention particularly is because I do think that with Woman in Black doing well at the box office with the 12 certificate, and this is nothing like as high profile as Woman in Black, and it owes a debt to Orphanage and others, but it's not in the same calibre. But it is a return to that kind of filmmaking, and I do think that people, horror fans, have just got genuinely fed up with just watching nothing. I've got nothing against over-the-top exploitation. I'm still a massive fan of The Evil Dead and all that sort of stuff, but we've just got bored with what you have to always put inverted commas around, torture porn. So nice to see that. Take Shelter is out now. It came out last week with Michael Shannon. This kind of apocalyptic tale of a guy who has these Noah-like visions of an impending storm and becomes obsessed with building a storm shelter, which you can read it as a political allegory. You can read it as a portrait of paranoid dementia. You can read it as a modern biblical parable. It's great, and Michael Shannon is really, really terrific. He is everyone's favourite screen crazy at the moment, as far as I can tell.
Even if he's not everyone's favourite guest on the programme.
No, you found him quite hard work.
Well, he was just very. I mean, he's like he is in the movie. He's just very kind of quiet and understanding. I mean, delightful guy, but just a little bit.
Yeah, it is definitely true that people who are fantastically charismatic on screen aren't necessarily fantastically charismatic off screen. It was always that thing about you. If you ever seen Robert De Niro presenting an award, you marvel at the fact that was the guy who played Jake LaMotta, and that was the guy who played Taxi Driver, and that was the guy who with a blink signal someone's death in Goodfellas. They're not part of the same gene pool. Being a good fun guest and being a great actor are not necessarily the same thing. I do think Michael Shannon is a great actor, but I am always reminded of the fact that Werner Herzog, the fearless Werner Herzog, the man who takes incoming fire and says it is not a significant bullet, referred to Michael Shannon as a genuinely terrifying presence.